Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the sales hunter. And we always talk about the competitor, the competition out there. And people always talk about, oh, the number one competitor. I know who the number one competitor is yourself. And I'm not going to talk about that one. What I want to talk about is the competitor you can't see. The competitor you can't see and yet is out there on every deal that you're trying to get. The competitor you can't see is no decision. It's your customer saying no decision. It's your customer saying it's not that they're not buying from you because they're going to buy from somebody else, or it's not because they're not buying from you because they're going to stay with who they're buying from now. It's they have chosen to not make a decision. This is absolutely painful to us as salespeople because it is all within our control. And I want to walk you through some really defense mechanisms that you can use to prevent yourself from becoming victim to no decision. Let's get into this first one here. And this first one is really confidence. You see, here's the whole thing. Now, I'm not talking about your confidence. I'm talking about your customer's confidence in you. Here's the whole situation. I see so many times when I go back and I analyze why deals didn't happen. It's because the customer never had confidence in the salesperson and the company they represent. I see this in every industry I work in. You see, here's the whole premise. If I don't first create confidence, why in the world would a customer choose to make a decision to buy from me? They're not going to. So my focus has to be on first creating confidence where they can see that I can provide them with an idea and I can help them understand what the problem is, which then takes us to number two. Number two is solution. I have to be able to help you, the customer, see that this is a solution that is solvable. One of the things that I always say when it comes to sales and the definition of sales is that sales is about helping others see and achieve what they didn't think was possible. Spot on. But see, here's the whole situation. If I can't help you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible, I didn't do my job. See, this is why I said that first piece is confidence. And the second piece is solution, because I've got to be able to have a deep enough conversation with you to be able to understand and help you understand what the solution is that you're looking for. Because if I don't get deep enough with you in terms of understanding what the solution is, then guess what? Chances are you're going to wind up making no decision. What's number three? Number three is value. You see, now value is not price. Value is not price. Please, let's get that off the table right now. Value is about a workable plan that's going to help you address the solution that needs to be taken care of. Okay. And the solution can be a pain, can be a gain, it can be an optimize, it can be a protecting the downside, it can be any number of different things. But the value, and for the sake of this, why don't I just say value proposition, is about being able to put onto the table for you, the customer, to see that this is going to be the right way to go. Now, you think about that. Reason I say this is number three, because I can't put one on the table that you're going to understand unless I first have done number one, confidence, and number two, solution. So now, what's number four? Urgency. You see, this undermines more deals than anything else. Urgency, or I should say, the lack of urgency. See, the customer may have a problem. They have a problem and they need this taken care of, and they like your solution. But if they don't have urgency to solve it, they're not going to do anything about it. You see, so it isn't just good enough for me to put a value proposition on the table that makes sense. I have to frame it around urgency. Because if I don't have urgency, then guess what? No decision wins the day. I have many times in my own business, we have some significant upgrades that we're going to be making in my own company. And I've had salespeople put on the table great, very viable, very viable value propositions that address the solution, and I've got confidence in them. But there's not the urgency to be able to close them. Now, the reason there's not the urgency to close them because I have other things that are higher priorities. And again, this is for the salesperson's got to be able to understand this. Because if I can't crack this code in terms of urgency, it's not going to happen. So we've got confidence, solution, value, urgency. What's the fifth one? The fifth one is simplicity. And again, this undermines so many buying decisions. And what ultimately happens is the customer says, I'm not going to make a decision because it's too complicated. It's too I was on the phone today with a sales team, and they are chasing a deal with a Fortune 25 company. This is one of the biggest companies in the world. It's a big deal. But they're not getting anywhere. They're not getting the answers that they want. And the reason they're not getting the answers they want is because the solution is so big and the value proposition is so complex. And the value proposition is so complex that it overpowers the urgency. See, there's a direct correlation here between urgency and simplicity. If what you have, your value proposition, we'll say it's urgent, but it's not a simple solution, they can still sit there and say no. So I got to make sure I have a very simple solution. If you want to overcome the number one silent competitor you can't see, what I've just shared with you are 5 defense mechanisms: confidence, solution, value, urgency, simplicity. I want you to check this out, my blog, my YouTube channel. We put new videos out this all the time, but I also want you to check out the Sales Hunter University. Go to my website, thesaleshunter.com. There are courses out there that are designed to help you very specifically with just this challenge. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and I want you to not fall victim to that competitor you can't see. Great selling.